Welcome to r/slash Offmychest, where OP discovers that her own father put a hidden camera in her bedroom. Our next Reddit post is from Fearless Till. I am so tired of this and I want to break up with my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend are in our early 20s and she has a 14-year-old sister who has a crush on me. The little sister is always trying to find a way to help me out or talk to me and tries to be alone with me. She wears her better clothes around me, and she's been getting into makeup trying to copy her sister's look. I do not think it's cute the way that everyone else does. They laugh and humor her and tease her about her crush on me by saying things like, "I saw your older sister's boyfriend today," or "Is he your boyfriend?" It's so gross and uncomfortable. The recent times that I've tried getting alone time with my girlfriend at her house were interrupted by her sister pounding on her door asking us what we're doing. It just blows my mind how no one thinks this is weird and they basically encourage her. She's gotten a slap on the wrist once for trying to unlock her sister's door while we were in there together, but that's it. They all think it's just a funny little crush that'll go away. My girlfriend especially thinks that it's so funny because she knows that I would never go for a child. Of course I wouldn't, but it doesn't bother her that she's 14. I worry that one day her sister will start spinning fantasies about things we did. I'm in my 20s for F's sake. I can't have a lie ruining my life. I've talked to my girlfriend about her sister's behavior and how serious I am multiple times, but she always blows me off. I really love my girlfriend, and we've been together for 2 years now, but I want to call it quits. I really wanted to marry her someday too. No one is taking me seriously, and the last thing I need is a child saying that I came on to them or something like that. I don't even visit the way I used to anymore, just so I can avoid an effing 14-year-old. That's depressing. My girlfriend doesn't like to come over to my apartment because I have roommates and her house is way nicer. But I won't go over there anymore because of her sister. Alright, OP, obviously the behavior of the 14-year-old girl is wildly inappropriate and frankly dangerous to you because a single sentence that she says, a lie, could absolutely ruin your life here. But you can't control that situation, right? You're not the 14-year-old's dad or her older brother, but what you can control is your relationship with your girlfriend. And what I'm seeing out of your girlfriend is really bad red flag behavior because basically you're trying to establish a boundary which you need your girlfriend to help you enforce and she's just blowing you off. So if she's not going to have your back now in this extremely uncomfortable and dangerous situation, why would you think that she would have your back after you get married? So, in my opinion, OP, we have crossed way into deal breaker territory. You could literally go to jail. Your reputation could be ruined for life. And you're sticking around with a girlfriend who doesn't seem to care about how dangerous this is for you? Down in the comments, Choice Intention says, ask your girlfriend if she would think it's so funny if her sister was 18. And OP replies, I effing have. And you know what she says? But she isn't. Crazy. It's almost like she doesn't see the danger because her little sister is a minor and she knows that I would never touch a minor. But that's not the point. The point is that the minor can lie. And I'm not a victim blamer. I would also believe the child too. Why? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You believe the victim. She also keeps saying how she knows nothing bad will happen because she knows her sister. My biggest fear is that her sister will get mad one day and she's feeling a little extra delusional and then lies. All it takes is one little text message to her friend or one little accusation and I'm done for. Writing comment after comment makes me feel like an effing idiot for dancing around this for so long. Yo, OP, let me run a situation by you. The 14-year-old girl thinks to herself, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll accuse him of touching me. Then everyone will shun him and my older sister will break up with him. Then I will be there for him and support him during this dangerous time. And since no one else will touch him because everyone thinks that he's a kid diddler, then he'll have to be with me because what other choice does he have, right? Yo, OP, you wouldn't even catch me in the same house as this girl. I'd be out of there. Our next Reddit post is from Throwaway. I'm a 27-year-old woman, and I got a call from my 25-year-old sister crying hysterically because she found a hidden camera facing her bed. She, for some reason, had a gut feeling that it was my dad. I drove from my house 45 minutes away to be with her. We both considered our dad our best friend. He was out of our lives for the first 10 years of it, but then became a great dad. I got to the house and told our dad that my sister found a camera in her room, which he immediately confessed to. I dropped the camera and he ran away from the house with it. We're absolutely devastated. I'm literally shaking writing this. My mom is blaming herself for allowing him to be part of our lives once again. I truly feel like he just died. I just want to wake up out of this nightmare. Our next Reddit post is from random account. My husband cheated on me while I was delivering his baby. My baby is 2 months old right now. I found out about my husband's affair 10 days after giving birth to our son. My husband missed the birth. He lied to me for a year. I gave birth alone. No one was there. I was in labor for 17 hours and it was so painful. I had to go through an emergency C-section. I updated my husband on everything going on while I was in the hospital. He came to the hospital during visitation the next day and then he left for work. I stayed in the hospital for a few days. We had some issues, so I decided to stay a day or two longer. My husband came to pick us up and take us home, and after I got discharged from the hospital, that's when he started to take his paternity leave. He's been cheating on me with a woman from work. I'm 29, he's 30, and the other woman is 24. He was having oral intercourse with this woman from work when I went into labor. He was passionately hugging her when I was in the hospital. On top of that, I found out that he entered through the back door on my bed when I spent the weekend out of state with my family. From the messages I've seen, they're only having a physical affair. He really enjoys doing it with this woman. He loves her body. He's complimented her body on iMessage like 30 times. She's a very petite girl. I saw her nudes. She's skinny, small boobs, flat stomach, shapely hips, full butt. My husband talks about how unattractive he finds me ever since the pregnancy due to my size, my symptoms, and my personality change. He says it bothers him that I don't shut up about the baby, and that I'm boring and I don't have a life outside of being a wife and a mom. That I'm not sexy anymore. I know comments about divorce are coming up. I just want to vent. The advice is just useless because we don't have any childcare. I had to quit my job and become a stay-at-home mom due to the unavailability of daycare. I can't live off child support and alimony. The amount of money I would receive is not feasible. Rent where we live is very expensive. It's not realistic for me to simply leave when I wouldn't be able to financially support myself and a newborn when there's no work and no childcare. I've just been through so much and I'm so sensitive right now. I also have postpartum depression. It's been really hard. Sometimes it's hard to look at my son in the face because he does look more like my husband than me. It almost makes me hate my son. Even though I know that nothing is my son's fault, he's innocent. I started going to therapy too. It's not helping, but I'm sure that it will soon. I'm gonna take advantage of using therapy because my husband's insurance covers it, thank God. So the whole cheating thing, that's a tale as old as time, so nothing new there. But what's so surprising to me is how you can miss out on your own child, because even if you're becoming detached from your wife, that's still your baby. Wouldn't you want to be there? Or is this guy really that much of a scumbag? Our next Reddit post is from OwnPath. I'm a 23-year-old guy, and I've been struggling with adult video content addiction since I was 11. It only got worse over the years. Whenever I felt anxious, sad, or unsure about something, I turned to adult videos as a way to escape. For a few minutes, it helped me forget my problems, but the relief never lasted. Eventually, I was watching it several times a day, and it completely took over my life. It destroyed my confidence and self-esteem. I started seeing myself as dirty and disgusting, which, in a way, I was. It rotted my brain and spread into every area of my life without me realizing it. It controlled me, and I couldn't stop. It even changed how I saw women, making me view them as objects of pleasure instead of real people. I lost my motivation to work out, to stay disciplined, and to improve myself. It was such a slow and gradual addiction that I didn't even notice how bad it had gotten, until I decided to book my first solo trip to Norway. I hadn't planned on beating my addiction during the trip. I figured I'd deal with it afterwards. I didn't expect anything huge to come from the trip. I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone and experience something new. But what I didn't know was that this trip would change my life in ways that I couldn't imagine. In Norway, I discovered a part of myself that I didn't know existed. Being in a place where no one knew me gave me a chance to start fresh. I could become the person I wanted to be. I started socializing more than ever, went on hikes, met amazing people, and even went on a romantic date with a girl that I connected with deeply. Something shifted inside of me, and it was a permanent change. I saw the kind of life I could have and the kind of person I could be, and I just knew that I had beaten my addiction. It's hard to explain, but it felt like something inside of me flipped. I'd tried many times before to quit, and I always ended up relapsing. But this time felt different. I knew that I'd turned a corner and I wasn't going back. It's been a long while, so much so that I've lost track of how many days I've gone without adult content. Since I returned home, I haven't thought about watching it once. And if temptation ever comes again, I know that I won't give in. Once I got a taste of life without it, I knew that I couldn't go back to the old me. I was using adult videos to cope with feelings like loneliness, boredom, anxiety, and uncertainty. But when I finally made an effort to change my surroundings and cope with those feelings in better ways, the addiction lost much of its power. Doing things that keep you busy and connected to others helps. Try signing up for events, joining sports groups, going to the gym, working at a cafe, or taking more walks. Commit to it. Filling your time with activities that lie outside your comfort zone can slowly fade the urge to rely on bad habits. This first trip to Norway, my first solo trip, was like a rite of passage for me. It was the moment that I left my old self behind and stepped into a new chapter of my life. Writing this is also a reminder to myself. So if I ever feel tempted, I can look back at this and remember how sad it would be to go back after everything that I've overcome. This comment from Rando346. Too long, didn't read. Dude discovered going outside and touching grass. Our next Reddit post is from Mystic Mangoes. So, I haven't pooped in a while due to the medication that I'm on from my recent surgery. I'm a 22-year-old woman and my boyfriend is 23. We went out to eat and the food was fantastic. We knew that we were in food coma territory. He drives us back to his apartment, and as we get out, I start to feel cramps. I end up in the bathroom, cursing and finally pooping, but the poop hurts so bad. I end up in a cold sweat and start to panic. I scream, literally in pain, and I'm on the brink of tears. I feel like my own sphincter is going to turn inside out. My boyfriend is outside the door. I'm praying to the heavens that this will pass. I get it. I'm crying and screaming out so loud. My head starts to get lightheaded and woozy. My boyfriend is slightly panicking on the other side. Eventually, my body forces me to just squeeze it out, and I'm screaming. I pass the ruthless nugget, and my bowels start to empty. At this point, the rest of the poo is somewhat more liquidy than the rock that I just screamed out. I sit there for over half an hour pooping. When I'm somewhat done, I try to flush. Due to all the stress that my body went through when I first started when I first started pooping, I had stripped all of my clothing off. And now, when I flush, the water rises instead of flushing. It starts to look like the inside of a porta potty. It's disgusting. And there's only one small thing of toilet paper involved. I start to panic, and my boyfriend tells me to let him in. But I tell him, no, I can't let him see all this. Eventually, he snaps at me, and I hop into the shower because I'm still bare butt naked. He lets himself inside and starts plunging the poo-mageddon that is the toilet. After successfully plunging it, he leaves, and I finish cleaning myself as best as I can. I take a small shower and wash my hands thoroughly. At this point, I am very apologetic, but he said that it wasn't as bad as his dad's or his brother's. But I remain horrified that he plunged my poo. He cuddled me a lot, and then we watched YouTube. Then we hear his roommate leave the room and go to the bathroom. The bathroom is clean at this point, but I'm horrified at the prospect that the time that I was screaming in the bathroom, the roommate heard everything. I'm so freaking embarrassed. Also, OP posts an update to clarify that she had to go get surgery because she was on like a rope swing and she hurt her back, so it was kind of an unexpected surgery. OP, sounds like you found yourself a keeper. A lot of people think that true love is Hollywood love, where every time you look at each other, you grab each other and throw her against the wall and have passionate lovemaking every single day. And yeah, that can be a part of it. That's a fun part of being in love. But real love is like, hey, I've got an itch. But real love is like, hey, my butt's really itchy. Will you take a look and tell me if it looks swollen or something? That is love. The willingness to do whatever it takes for the other person, to stay with them through thick and thin. That was rSlash Off My Chest. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit episodes every single day.